Number one cardinal responsibility of any government is security and welfare of each citizen. Governments are in place to ensure that the citizens of that country is made comfortable and also are protected. Then the citizen itself have responsibility to ensure that they love their country. Patriotism is one cardinal importance for any development in any country, in any nation. Nigerians and Africans are bound to love and advised to love their nation and their continent if we must move forward and become great. Welcome to your program today. Today, it's another exciting edition of your program, Security Watch Africa. My name still remains Patrick Abambu. Today, we are continuing from where we stopped last week. Last week, we looked at aftermath of the EndSARS protest. What next for Nigeria security? Today, we're going beyond that a bit to look at how it is today. So welcome to the program. I already have in the studio with me the guest who was also with me, Mr. Chidi Omeje. Mr. Chidi Omeje is publisher of Nigerian Security Digest, and also he's been covering security and defense for so many years. He's a public affairs commentator. He's here with me in the studio. It's a pleasure to have you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, already also via Skype, we have Ben Okezie, the man we popularly call civilian IG, because when you talk about policing in Nigeria, he's one person that knows about policing, and he was the pioneer editor-in-chief of the Dawn newspaper, the Nigerian police mouthpiece in terms of publishing, and he's been everywhere, both Concord and every other, and he's also a security consultant. Ben, it's a pleasure to have you continue with us this week.
Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, I think I will start with you, Ben, quickly. Yes, after last week, a lot of people have commended the discussions we had and follow up. And I think the IGP also followed suit by implementing one of those things we suggested, where we said that there's need for him to undertake a tour of police formations across the country to be able to boost the morale of its officers and men, and also to see the damages done. Yes, he has started that with Lagos and Edo State and some other places. Would you say that is a responsive leadership?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much. I think, to my mind, and to many security observers, we see it as a very, very commendable move by the IG. I'm sure that the IG gave this program and some other people a listening ear. That's why that thing happened. I'm sure that if he had, gone to meet the people that used to ill-advise him, he wouldn't have done that. And he didn't know that what he has done is being recorded in history as one IG that moved swiftly, to ensure that he goes around to give succor to all his men who are in pains, who are, crying, for what they are not, what they did not do, pains that was inflicted on them just for doing the work that they are assigned to do. We really thank the IG for that. I commend him for that. And I think it's a commendable move. And many policemen are very happy. You can even see their morale was very high. Those who were wearing agbada to office, have started removing their agbada, and they are now wearing their uniform, although not all of them yet, but I think that move, helped a lot, mostly in Imo, where one of the places he went to, and Lagos, it's been a commendable move.
Okay. Now, before I take a break from you, one of the messages he took along to them is also that the other police acts, there is a law that protects the police officer. If you are attacked, in self-defense, you can use your firearms legally. And he charged them that, look, I don't want to hear that a policeman is just killed for nothing. If you are under danger, you have the law to use your firearms. Some people have said, oh, this is calling, telling these people to shoot the citizens anyhow, but some people are also commenting it that it's not, you can't just kill a policeman for doing his job. What will be your take on that?
You see, right from biblical history, we know that even our Lord Jesus Christ, when he was with the disciples and the Roman soldiers they wanted to come and arrest him, one of his disciples, Peter, brought out a sword and slashed the ear of, that was self-defense, you know, but it was self-defense with a motive, that was well guided. So what the IG is saying is that it's not saying that if anybody just says waka to somebody, a policeman, then he will carry gun and fire him. No, I think what they are saying, in time when they are almost losing their life and they have a gun, they should be able to know what to do, because these things are most of the things they were taught in the police colleges. Okay. You know, either you shoot in the air to scare them, or you shoot to fire their legs. Yeah. You know, their legs. You know, and so that you can easily escape from that, re-strategize or call for help. You know, so that these are the things that they should do, because they are policemen that are taking care of the citizens. They are part of the citizens. Okay. So, in as much as they are state property, you know, they should also really cover protect themselves. That is why the state also provided the firearm for them, so that in time like this, they will be able to do the needful. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. But just hang on there. We may have to come back to you. But let's take this report by Shirley Daniels from in Maiduguri, Borno State, because the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources was in Maiduguri, and let's hear what happened. Let's watch and see what happened in Maiduguri.
In the desire to improve East Revenue Base, the federal government of Nigeria had embarked on oil exploration and drilling activities in the Lake Chad Basin. Previous attempts were confronted with security challenges. Boko Haram terrorists on the 25th of July 2017 in Magumeri area of Borno State ambushed the convoy, escorting some staff of the University of Maiduguri contracted by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) for exploration and drilling assignments. In that surprise attack, some security personnel were killed and 10 members of the team adopted by the terrorists, though they were later rescued. This prompted the NNPC to suspend activities in that region. With the improvement in security situation in Borno State, the federal government of Nigeria is resuming action on oil exploration and drilling in the Lake Chad Basin. This Thursday, 5th November 2020, the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Chief Timi Priye-Silva, led Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Alhaji Mile Kyari, and others from the NNPC to sought for collaboration with the Nigerian Army. The Honorable Minister and his team were received at the Chief of Army Staff, Nigerian Army, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, at the headquarters of Operation Lafia Dole in Maiduguri, Borno State. Chief Silva said that the current peace in Borno State and the Lake Chad area is enough to commence oil exploration and drilling activities.
We also want to commence exploration and drilling activities here, because we believe that there is peace, there is relative peace in this area, enough for us to continue drilling activities in the northeast. As you may well know, we have found oil in Gombe, and we believe that there is a lot of oil to be found in the Chad Basin. We have seen a lot of prospects in the Chad Basin, and we want to commence exploration and drilling activities, and that's why we are collaborating with the Nigerian Army to ensure that security is provided for activities to commence very soon.
The minister thanked the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, and commended the sacrifices and gallantry of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army in the fight against insurgency in the northeast.
The reason why we came here is first and foremost to thank the Chief of Army Staff and the Nigerian Army for the great job they continue to perform in the Northeast. We believe that without their gallant activities here, we in Abuja will not also be living safely, neither will we be living safely anywhere else in the world.
With improved security in the northeast region of Nigeria, it is safe to say that the region is ready to contribute to the economic growth of the country. Shirley Daniels, reporting for Security Watch Africa in Maiduguri, Borno State.
Welcome back. That is a very important, I must say, activity event that took place over there in Maiduguri. Let me come to you, Chidi.
Yeah.
You know, some people said this is commendable that life, at least for the minister to confirm me that life is normal. And just yesterday, the executive governor of Borno State was also with the Mr. President to say, yes, things are better now than it used to be. What would you say about security situation in that area now?
Thank you once again for having me. I mean, that is what we are saying, that Nigerians should understand that there are theaters of operation ongoing now, so that you have to appreciate the efforts of our gallant armed forces. Yes, there is relative peace in the Northeast, especially in that general area where oil exploration is ongoing. And that is all because the fight against terror has been quite successful at a point. People think that once there is a little setback, that our armed forces are not doing anything. But look, unknown to Nigerians who sit back at the comfort of their areas, our gallant armed forces are up in their games. They have been able to contain the terrorists and confine them to a particular area where they can't really threaten the general socioeconomic activities going on in that particular part of the country. So I want to believe that for the government to really contemplate going back to resume their oil exploration, there's indeed a semblance of peace, security enough to allow such activity to go on. You see, but this brings to mind what the nature of fight against terror. You see, it's a tripodal operation that you need to understand. You see, when the military liberates a community, for instance, they always need to have maybe the police elements, civil police, to hold grounds to enable the military do more to make sure that they obliterate these terrorists. So I believe that yes, indeed, there are semblance of peace there to have been able to allow our
activities to
go on. So we have to appreciate that, and all thanks to the gallant soldiers that we have.
Yes. Maybe I will also come to Ben. Ben, the minister said that if there's no peace, if these terror activities continue, there won't be peace in Abuja or anywhere else in the world. That is a statement that I think really it has weight. Or what do you think about it?
Yeah, well, the thing is that we already know that our military is focused. We already know that our military are gallant. We already know that our military know what they want, what they are there for. So what I will really continue to advise them, they should not allow this eulogizing from politicians to distract them, and make them to lose focus. They should continue and then, bring get victory completely for Nigerians, so that Nigerians can sing and then, bring out their drums and start beating for them, that they have eventually, done it again, like they used to do in foreign mission.
All right.
What the minister is saying, nonetheless, we still know that we have a military that is well respected all over the world, and a military that we in Nigeria should also we should respect, and also give them that applause when there's need for it.
Okay. Let me come to you. Maybe the first attempt in 2017, this move of partnership with the military or the Nigerian Army was not there, so to say, because I think this is I don't know to you, it's a good step.
Sure, it's a good step. I mean, how can you engage in such, wide-scale oil exploration without the active collaboration of the military? Who provides security for you? I mean, look, we're talking about a general area where the activities of terrorists have become, existential threat. Is obvious. So I'm even happy that Nigerians are beginning to see exactly what our soldiers are doing up there. If they are not, if they are not up to the task, how would the NNPC even imagine going to that particular area? And you see, this brings to the fore the need for Nigerians to always appreciate our troops. You know why I say that? I say that because you are dealing with a vicious terrorist that have some kind of international links, who targets your socio-economic activity, who want to make sure they cripple you. And of course, we're talking about Lake Chad area where you have a particular country that are not really very, I can't rate them as really being very sincere in the fight against terror. They're talking about Chad. So you are dealing with a country that will not bet an eyelid to sabotage you. So for the military, our military to be able to sustain that fight, keep those guys at bay, and keep the environment safe enough for oil exploration, is kudos to them. And I'm convinced that we will see more of such successes, because the military have not been distracted. It's part of all the internal sabotage, all the the medicine-someness of some politicians, and of course the undue media trial by critics who, not even critics, but cynics. All right. So I'm really proud of the military, and I believe that if we, the people, should stand by them and not begin to go to town with little setbacks. Well, how about celebrating the positives instead of all the time dwelling on the negatives? The positives around our military far outweigh more than the setbacks. Okay. No organization is perfect.
Somebody, when this event happened just on Thursday, somebody told me that, hey, Patrick, I think tell the military to be very, very careful, because very soon some of all these international agencies might come up with something to demoralize and make sure that this.
Absolutely, I agree with that person, because you can see some of the assertions of these so-called international organizations. Sometimes you begin to wonder if they actually did, they're out for something good. Sometimes I think that they're more like a subversive organizations, because you've never. At no time have I ever listened or read where. Let me even mention Amnesty International, for instance. Come out to say, oh, the Nigerian military have done this that is positive, or highlight when the Nigerian military receive undue attack from the elements, or even when our soldiers are killed. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, Nigerian government and the East military must be careful at this time, because before you know it now, they begin to come up with all manner of narratives to dampen the morale, to demonize this particular activity, and to make it look like there's a problem out there. So we must our military must remain resolute, resilient, and of course focused. The same applies to the government. Of course, the government must not be deterred. Economic activity has to be explored at any area. As I'm happy that the military have assured them, given them assurance that they're going to collaborate with them to ensure that there is safety of life of those who are going to do those explorations, that they're not wrong with that. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Ben, let me come back to you. You said something which he echoed, advising the military not to be deterred, to remain focused. When we talk about this, some of all these international agencies, some of them have rented apartments for 15 years, 20 years, obviously showing that they are not interested in leaving that northeast area very soon. Would you say that they would like this to continue at least, and that is a sign that they don't want this to end soon?
You see the issue about these international agencies. Let me give you a good example about Cameroon. The minister in charge of information in Cameroon, Cameroonians were looking for one of the dreaded Boko Haram terrorists. And do you know where they found that person? Why their military mounted roadblocks? It was in the boot of one of these this international agency. That tells you and not until that minister came out to expose some of these deeds. So most times when these people talk, we should always we should. It's only in Nigeria that I have seen that once they talk, we accept everything hook, line, and sinker. But it's not like that in many other countries. Many other countries don't really, give ear to what they say, because they know who they are. They are agents, that are there to dampen. Once they see something progressing, what they want to do is just to put a roadblock there so that things will not be, successful the way it should. They want Nigeria to continuously be in a battle, to be a battlefront. They want Nigeria to continuously be, a country where things are going wrong, so that they can also always have their market to be sold there. Why are they not doing this? Look at America now. Look at what is happening in America. Why are they not giving us such reports in America? Are people not rioting in America? What of in France? What of in France? What of in Britain? What of recently in Vietnam? Why are they not giving us reports? Are they not supposed to be international? Are those countries not international? How come that the focus is mainly Nigeria? Every time Nigeria do this or that, nobody is saying that they should not do their work. Most times they are there to help in checkmating. But when you, like I wrote in my column last Thursday, when you start flexing muscle that has no power inside it, then we have to continue to look at you with the second eye. I don't think that this even our government, like that's why I chided the IG. Once immediately they issued that their report, the IG was very fast to quickly start responding. And I said, were they the ones that employed you, Mr. IG? They didn't employ you, so why will you be responding to them as if they are the one paying your salary? You should leave them, let them do whatever they want to do. Nigeria is a sovereign country, and we don't owe them any response for whatever thing they observe. Let them go and report. We too, we have our own channel of reporting. We can chide our own people. When police is doing all this, or when there was SARS, when SARS people were doing wrong, many of us have written about it, and many of them have been, either removed from the police or have been, so they were not there when we were doing these are internal cleansing that we were carrying out. Okay. So they cannot just come over and then we will not be thinking that because they are international, they will start buying. And I don't believe in all those things.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. We're getting signal to leave, so we really appreciate your time. I think one of these days we'll also call you on the program so we can talk more on issues that concern Nigerian security and Africa as a whole. Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now as we round up,
yes,
Ben raised up some issues. The issues Nigeria is part of the global world, that's and right. So we can't totally isolate ourselves from what is happening. Yeah. These international agencies are there to maybe serve as checks. Don't you think that their importance is also needed? In what area do you think we need them to act?
We need them to be balanced in their report. We need them to reflect all issues. We need them to, project what is happening, not just to demonize our agencies and our government. What I'm saying is that, yes, it's good for them to, report when there are, infractions and all that. But if you consistently, target the system, try to demonize it, try to ridicule the operative, you don't balance their own feelings. You don't bring out when they are under attacks too. Then people begin to read meaning into it. So I am saying that yes, this is a global world, and the Amnesty International should have free hand to operate. But if they're not going to abuse that particular freedom, they should be able to understand that there are that's what we call conflict-sensitive communication. There are ways you communicate stuff. Yeah. You end up exacerbating the whole thing. You end up pouring fuel in the fire. So they should be able to know what is sensitive to this country, and of course, nothing works better than a balanced report that is dispassionate, report that is not tilted, aimed at dampening the morale, and of course, putting the system in such critical. So I don't think that they've done the best for the country, because it's not just for you to mouth some of those things, but give us a balanced report. Let us see how these both sides have.
Okay. On your final word, because we have to leave, maybe just in a few seconds. How do you see at least security in the country currently now?
Yeah, how do I see the? Let me tell you, I want to believe that the policing function in the country now is about, highest you can say, is about 60%, right? Because the police operatives are demoralized. The fighting spirit, no, not the fighting spirit, but the spirit to go out there to ensure law and order was dampened, because they were shocked at the response of people. They were shocked that the sins of a few of the operatives have, sort of cut up the entire system. Yeah. People now look at them as if they are in cahoots with the bad eggs. So what about the ones who are doing the utmost job to ensure? Yes. Let me tell you, law and order is critical in the society. We cannot operate without police. So I pray that the government find a way to ensure that our policemen are back on street, with the morale that can that is fighting enough. Because we need them. Okay. We can't do without them. Please.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Really, time is not our friend when you are packaging programs like this. Sadly, we must leave for other programs to continue. But make sure you join us next week, so when we bring another exciting edition of this program. Thanks for staying tuned, and bye for now.